Week 6 already. Where does the time go, fellas? Where does the time go? League's looking pretty balanced for the most part. Gilliam gets his first loss. Didn't realize we had so many Gilliam haters in the chat, but he does get his first loss. There are no undefeated teams anymore. I got worked by the dumpster fire for only his second win of the year, which is crazy. He 160 burgered me, but we'll hear from him. We'll hear from all the fellas who were either really good or really bad. Derek has some allegations he needs to address because he played Malik Neighbors, who was ruled out on Thursday. Not good. That's not a good move if you're trying to win games, especially when we do indeed have a last place punishment. Let's hear from Ford first. Ford, I caught the brunt of it. What happened? Why'd you do that to me?
Good afternoon, gentlemen of the league. I am back talking to you, not as your loser, not as your historic dumpster fire, but as the highest scorer of the week, and I could not be more honored. My boys are finally back. They've put out the fire. We needed that. We needed this win. I've had Joe Mixon for two weeks this season out of the year, and I've put up 165 or more both weeks. I'm not that bad. I swear to God. I'm going to be a frisky team in this league. I moved up to, 2-4 now? I might be the best 2-4 team in history. You know what? I'm ready to oversell my team. My team's awesome. Wide receiver 1, Chris Godwin. We're so money. Thank God that fucking fraud Chris Gilliam lost this week. I love you, Chris, but your team is very fraudulent. I have 200 more points against than you. I hate it here. But yeah, my boys showed up. If I had a little more time in my afternoon, I would make a fire edit about my squad. Insert that high school kid saying, dog. Miami Fairbairn, dog. Steelers defense, fuck the Raiders up so hard that Devontae Adams just sprinted out of town. Let's see. The second I get Pacheco back and I can take George Pickens out of my lineup, it will be fantastic. The Steelers players are so hard to watch on offense. But we got Josh Allen back to form. Breece Hall's back to form. Joe Mixon is finally back. And Chris fucking Godwin is wide receiver 1 in this league. The dumpster fire is here to stay. And if you see me in the playoffs, you better run. I'll be there.
Looking very dapper, looking very professional, and looking like a buzzsaw right now. He gets Joe Mixon back. Godwin goes off. Doesn't know how to act. Even his defense got in on the action this week with 14 points, but we'll get into the matchups. We're not going to do it right now. We still got one more person to hear from. We had 2 people not break 100 this week. One of them was because of Chris Olave, and one of them was from mismanagement. So, Derek, what happened?
All right. What's up, everybody? Week 6 in the books. Not a great week for me. Dropping to 3-3. Hate to see it. Hot start. Too good to be true. But we're gonna do some soul searching. We're gonna make a bounce back out of this. Just some more bulletin board material. Ben, gotta hand to you. Great week. Put up 163. Pretty much doubled my score. So maybe it was a good week for me to have an off week. Elephant in the room. Yes, I started Malik Neighbors. Yes, I knew he was out. We're going to chalk that one up to managerial oversight. I set my lineup for a Thursday game, made sure to put Conklin in and drop Mark Andrews. Of course, Mark Andrews decided he wanted to be a football player again, but forgot to take out Malik Neighbors. That one's on me, not the team. Blame me. Outlook for next week, Amari Cooper, traded. That's great. He's been rotting away on my bench because Deshaun Watson doesn't know how to play fucking football. But he might see some minutes now. Rest of my team this past week, let's see. Garrett Wilson, putting up 24. Great. Love to see it. Next highest scorer was Josh Jacobs at 12. Saquon coming off the bye, didn't have the same energy he was having the first couple weeks. We're gonna get through it. I think we're gonna be all right.
Not good, not good. You definitely want to be setting your lineup. It wouldn't have mattered candidly, but it's more so about the principle of setting your lineup. Ben like literally doubled up on Derek this week, but let's get into the matchup. We'll start with the first one, which was Caleb and Steele. Not a lot to say about this one. Caleb just beat the freaking brakes off of Steele, which I think everyone really likes to see. He had Aaron Jones and JJ on bye this week, but 87 points, second lowest score. Olave with negative -0.5. That's tough. Tank Dell looked good. Lamar looked good. Laporta was fine. Everyone else sucked. No one else scored more than 10. Jordan Mason leaving in early due to injury. That sucks. Christian Kirk has not been good. Adunze has not been good. And the thing is, he really couldn't have done anything about it because his bench, he didn't really leave any points on the bench. Keon Coleman with 5, Jerry Jeudy with 4. So just unfortunate. Not looking like a very strong team right now. Yeah, the first pick was tough this year, I think, for most folks. 87 points. Caleb, with this performance, 145, is now the highest scorer in the league. Congratulations, Caleb. Jaden with 20, Kenneth Walker with 20, Scary Terry with 23, Cortland Sutton with 15, the Bucks defense was 17, Washington's kicker with 15. He actually played the wrong quarterback. He had Jordan Love on the bench with 25. So, if I were Caleb, I would be probably looking to offload Jaden or Jay Love for a wide receiver, especially with Rashid Shaheed potentially hitting IR. He's getting surgery today for his meniscus. If it's just a scope, he should be back. But if it's fully torn, I'm not a doctor. He's done for the year is what I was reading. So unfortunate for Caleb. Takes a hit to his already pretty depleted receiver core. But he does get the win, 145 to 87. Moves up to third place at 3-3. And Steele is 2-4, the lowest score out of the 2-4 teams. And I think actually in the league, I'm going to double check that before I say it. Yes, Steele is the lowest scorer in the league with 697. Derek is a close second at 730, followed by Najee Nation at 749. But Steele is the only team that has not broken 700 yet, and he's in last place. So 2-4, tough to see for sure. Ben and Derek, again, I kind of brushed over this already. I'm not going to dive too much into it. Ben beat the brakes off of him. He's got 3 quarterbacks. He played the wrong one like he normally does. But Bijan looked good. George Kittle was good. Debo was good. Roshan did not look great. With 5 points, you're basically banking on him getting a touchdown. But everyone else looked really good. 163, good for the second highest score. So Ben gets a win. Very, very solid win. Derek talked about how much his team sucked already, and he already played Malik, but it wouldn't have mattered. He got beat bad, and we're not going to harp on it. We're going to move on to the next one, right? But both these teams are now 3-3. Ben moves up to 6th place. Derek is 3-3, 7th place. He's the lowest scorer out of the 3-3 teams, and then there are 3 teams that are 2-4. Sam, Chase, this was a good game, 142 to 130. Chase was top 4 in scoring. Unfortunately, gets the L for him. Sam with 142, third highest scorer, even with Dak scoring 3 points. And I don't think he has a backup quarterback, so it looks like he's riding with Dak, or he had to pick up a quarterback this week because the Cowboys are on bye. But those are his guys, so I'm sure he's going to plug Dak back in. The Tyrone Tracy play was really smart. That was a good play, Sam. 22 points against Cincinnati. Carried him to the finish line. Tony Pollard with 17. D-Hop with 9. I can't believe you started D-Hop. Good for you. D-Hop with 9. I don't know why. Okay. I'm not going to judge because he won. He started D-Hop over Jameson Williams and Chase Brown. Chase Brown obviously broke off with a touchdown. Jameson Williams, I think he scored as well. CD with 16. Drake London's been awesome with 19. Eagles defense with 8. Brandon Aubrey 13. So solid performance all around. Second highest scorer. A lot of moves from the waiver wire. He's playing to win. He's now at 3-3. He's in 5th place. Chase takes the L. Tyreek was on bye. Sam Darnold was on bye, but I mean you weren't really going to start him anyway. He picked up Mark Andrews, but didn't start him. Goddard getting injured right off rip, scoring 0 points. That was pretty much the difference there. I mean, if he starts Mark Andrews over Goddard, he gets the win. He would have scored 145, would have gotten the win. Keenan Allen looked great in his second flex. Ridley's atrocious, 0.9, 8 targets, 0 catches. Diggs looked great. Mike Evans, the Saints matchup is always tough for him. I think I even said that beforehand. Boswell was great with 19 points. He's the Steelers' leading scorer. Derrick Henry, 25. Brock Purdy with 24. So, Not good not good to get a loss score on 130, but you're 4-2, you're in second place in the league, you're in a good spot, Chase. So 142 to 130, Sam gets the win. He's 3-3, he's in fifth place. Chase drops from 4-1 to 4-2, he's in second. Najee Nation gets the upset. I think I predicted this one, which is awesome. Najee Nation 128 to 122. Gilliam loses James Cook. I think if you have James Cook, he probably gets the win. Loses James Cook. Picks up Ty Johnson for the Ty Johnson revenge game. Should have picked up Ray Davis. If it would have been Ray Davis, he would have gotten the win because Ray Davis scored, I think, 15 points more than Ty Johnson. But Rory started the wrong quarterback again. That's just been his thing all year. Kirk with 12, Justin Fields with 23 on his bench, but Justin Fields getting benched. Hilarious that he benched Najee the 1 week that he finally has a good week, scores 20 points on his bench. J.K. Dobbins with 18, Marvin Harrison with 0. He got hurt, no catches, left. Evan Ingram with 10 catches, which is crazy. Darnell Mooney disappointed. Justin Tucker was good. Swift has been awesome since week 3, just running rampant on everyone. Gilliam gets his first loss. If it was going to be any week, it was likely going to be the week that he had Kyron on bye and James Cook was hurt and Jordan Addison was on bye and also Harrison Butker was on bye. If he would have played Komet over Kincaid, he gets the win. But, I mean, that's a toss-up, really. So Rory gets a much-needed win. He was 1-4, did not want to be the lone 1-5 team, but he gets the win over the 5-0 Gilliam, who's still in first place. He's the only 5-1 team, but Rory gets a much-needed win, 128, 2-4, ninth place. Ford, one of the other 1-4 teams, dropped 167 on me. I scored 137. I was the fourth highest scorer this week. But Etienne got me negative points, and that was the game right there. So it wouldn't have mattered if it would have played Trey Sermon, would have played Ferguson. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have been enough to catch Ford. Ford really beat the heck out of me. Godwin with 35, Joe Mixon with 27, Breece Hall with 21, Josh Allen with 24. Ayuk stinks, Pickens stinks, Njoku's fine, Wandell's mid. Steelers defense with 14, his kicker with 12. Colts defense, their matchups are so good, but I just think the Colts defense just sucks, candidly. So I don't want anything to do with them anymore. DJ Moore getting stopped on the 1 yard line when I also had Caleb Williams and then Swift running it in. That sucked a lot. I'm not going to lie. They originally ruled it a touchdown, and then they reversed course, and they took it back, and then Swift ran it in. So I went from getting like 10 extra points on that to 0. So that sucked a lot. Amon-Ra with 13, Kamara with 17, Brock Bowers with 16, David Montgomery 21, and Bucky with 18. I think David Montgomery is my best player at this point. Him and Kamara, they're so consistent. You guys ever look back at the draft recap and you're like, what was I doing? Because I took Etienne in the third round before Kyron and Derrick Henry were taken, and I just want to go back and like punch myself in the face. What were you doing past Jared? Doesn't make sense. But anyway, tough loss for me. I dropped to 3-3. Ford gets a much needed win, 2-4. So Ford's in 8th place. I am in 4th. We go to the points for Caleb leads the league with 833. I'm 831 in 4th. Gilliam is 827, followed by Chase at 810. And then Ford, who is in 8th place, is actually 5th in points scored at 801. Very even, and then Sam is 4 points behind him at 797. So the first through 6th highest scorers are all within 35 points of each other. So very even, a lot of parity in the league, something you always love to see. I talk about it each year, how glad I am to see all the parity in the league. But yeah, you can see it this year. It's nice to see. Everyone's still very much in it. But we'll get into this week's matchups. We have Caleb and Derek. Let me refresh the page. Caleb is currently projected to lose by 27 points because he has not set his lineup. Rashid's projected for 0, and he's got Jalen Tolbert who's on bye. So he also has the Bucs defense against the Ravens, which I'm going to be shocked if he does that. But crazier things have happened. Derek has set his lineup for the time being. He should be getting Malik Neighbors back from injury. He has Amari Cooper on his bye. Kyler has looked atrocious this year. Saquon is awesome. Josh Jacobs has been fine. Interested to see what happens with Garrett Wilson with the Jets trading for Devontae Adams. It's either going to be good for him or it's going to be bad for him. Those are the two options. DK has been really good. He had a couple of touchdowns called back last week. But this is going to be a good game. I'm excited for this game. Like I said, Caleb's the highest scorer. He hasn't set his lineup. Jonathan Taylor, in theory, should be coming back. He should get AK back this week as well. Not sure what he can do at tight end. But this is a really good game. I really like it. I like both these teams right when Derek sets his lineup. But I'm going to go with Caleb on this one. Got to play the hot hand. Caleb. Apologies for the interruption there. Mario Party Jamboree comes out tomorrow, and Lexi saw someone playing it early because they're probably a tester or they have early access, and she was wondering why we didn't have that. So we don't have early access to it, but we will be playing it tomorrow. But yes, Caleb over Derek. Got to go with the hot hand. Next matchup. This is a great matchup. I know it's between the 5th and the 8th place team with Ford and Sam, but I like it. This is a spicy matchup, even though Sam has his 2 best players in CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Aubrey on bye. Dak is also on bye. But Ford, looking strong, looking very strong. Josh Allen looked great again. Brees looked good. Mixon obviously looked great. He's got Ayuk. Maybe he'll figure it out. Maybe not. Who's to say? Maybe he gets Singletary back this week. He's got Wan'Dale Robinson in against the Eagles' pretty bad secondary. And Sam is starting the Eagles. So that's an interesting little wrinkle right there. Got the Steelers' defense against the Jets, probably a good play. And then his kicker's been money this whole year. I've said I liked Ford's team a lot. He's gotten a little unlucky this year, but he's projected to win by about 17 right now. Sam, he's streaming Trevor Lawrence against my juggernaut Patriots. I don't know what you're doing over there, Samuel, but that's going to be ugly for you. He gets Kareem against the 49ers, which honestly, that's going to be a tough matchup. Jameson Williams, Trey McBride, Drake London's been awesome. He just picked up Ty Chandler, who I just dropped. They just traded for Cam Akers, and the Lions defense is sick. And I don't know. I don't think Ty Chandler's that good, but he might get the volume. I'm assuming he's going to end up playing Chase Brown over him, or maybe Jordan Mason's out and he plays Guerrero, or maybe Singletary's out and he plays Tyrone Tracy. But he's got a lot of options. I'm sure that he's gonna make some roster adjustments, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I think Ford's gonna take this one pretty handily, and he's gonna get rolling. The dumpster fire's getting hot, baby. Okay, Chase and Rory, 138 to 130. This is a good game. I like this game. I like what I'm seeing. Rory's got DeAndre Swift on bye. Chase has Keenan Allen on bye. The Ravens Bucks game is going to melt my face off. That game is going to be awesome. Again, not a gambling man. Mike Evans is going to score in that game. I can feel it. Maybe Tyreek's good again. Maybe Tank Bigsby is good. Probably not against my juggernaut Patriots, but he's in Chase's starting lineup. Derrick Henry's been awesome this year. Brian Robinson Jr. should be back this week going against Carolina. That's going to be fun for him. Rory. He's got Kirk because Mahomes is not very good, and Justin Fields got benched. James Conner's been pretty bad. Dobbins has been good. A.J. Brown is good. I don't know what's going on with Marvin Harrison. Evan Ingram, obviously you're happy to get him back. He stole Demario Douglas from me, which was not cool. Maybe I'll trade you Travis Etienne for him. And then Darnell Mooney and his other flex. Solid matchup. I'm going back and forth on this one. I know that's the 2nd and 9th place team. I don't think Rory's team is as bad as his record. I don't think it. I think he's gotten very unlucky with injuries this year. Maybe he'll plug Juju in. He might have to with Marvin Harrison potentially being out. But actually, Chase's team is very good. I don't think Tank... I want, as someone who has had to watch the Jaguars' backfield, I want no part of it from this point on. So, Tank Bigsby, everyone's saying he's going to be the guy. It'll probably end up being Dearness Johnson because Doug Peterson is an idiot. But I will be picking Chase here. I will be picking Chase, but I could see Rory taking it. All right. Gilliam and Steele. Steele's team has been a train wreck as of late. Obviously, one of his 2 wins was against me when he scored over 130, which I don't even know if he's done again this whole year. He might get Aaron Jones back. He didn't practice today. Jordan Mason might be out. Tank Dell's looking good. He gets JJ back from bye. Laporta's been meh. Javonte sucks. Christian Kirk sucks. So, dude, his team. Yeah, he picked up Christian Watson off the waivers, which was probably needed this week. Gilliam, Jalen Hurts, Kyron Williams, James Cook, Jamar Chase, Javonte Smith, Kincaid, Flowers, JSN. He's got Eckler on the bench, got Jordan Addison on the bench, and then everyone else is either on bye and Zach Moss, but he's lost his starting job to Chase Brown, it looks like. Gilliam's about a 7-point favorite. I'm not very scared of either of these teams right now, which I don't know is unfair for me to say. But this feels like a lower scoring game. They're, I don't think either of these teams are going to be the lowest scorer, but I think they're both going to be below bottom 5 in scoring this week. So yeah, it's gonna be Gilliam. I'm not gonna pick Steel to win. Steel's team's looking a little banged up. All right, me and Ben. I don't like my team right now. I've said it. I got a bunch of injuries. Kamara has been good. Dave Montgomery's been good. Amon-Ra's been good. Maybe I get Cooper Kupp back this week. That would be awesome. I really need him because everyone is either injured or sucks for me or on bye right now. I had to pick up Xavier Legette, who Ben drafted and dropped. I have to play him against him because that's how freaking bad my team is right now. At least Brock Bowers is good. Gino, he's fine. My team's just fine right now. I don't love my team. I wish Caleb wasn't on bye because he looked awesome last week. Jonathan Brooks was activated, but he's not going to play this week. So Chuba, Ben gets another week from. Gosh, you got Deontay against me too. And they're both going to score so many points against the Commies' atrocious defense this week. Of course, I think everyone knows, most people here in multiple leagues, I'm playing against Devontae Adams in all 3 of my leagues this week. So that stinks because he literally hasn't played for half the season. First week he's back. I get him in all 3 leagues. He's got Joe Burrow playing him over Baker. Rashad White on the bench. CJ Stroud on the bench. Rest of his bench I don't really need to hit on. Texans defense against Green Bay. Texans defense is good, but Green Bay's offense has been firing on all cylinders, so we'll see. Hopefully, the Chiefs defense can lock up Debo and Kittle. I don't feel great about this game, if you can't tell from my tone of voice. I think Alvin Kamara is going to score 30 points, and I'm still going to lose because the Saints don't have anyone else. Olave is hurt. Rashid Shaheed's going to be on IR. They don't have anyone. He's going to catch the ball 20 freaking times, and I'm still going to lose. So I'm not picking me to win here. I think Ben's team is very good. He's very solid. He's definitely a playoff team, and I'm not in love with my team right now, even though I'm the second highest scorer. The vibes aren't there. Like, I need a cultural shift. I need a change in the locker room. We need to bring in a new face. And that's that. If I don't get Cooper Kupp back, I might be loser of the week this week. Not feeling great. Not feeling good. But, yeah. I think that about wraps us up. But, yeah, that's what's going on. Go Pats. I'm seeing Rory. I'm seeing you in about an hour. We got a men's league game tonight. Let's get this dub. But other than that, if any of you guys are ever in Richmond, please let me know. Please let Rory know, and you can come play on our men's league team with us. Other than that, be safe, and let's make some trades, hit the waivers, baby.